Hello, everybody. Welcome to spring 2020 quarter. Um, for those of you that don't know me, I am Chris Mell, teaching math at the Walla Walla Community College, and I have been doing that for about 5 years now. And I wanted to just make a video and give everybody a chance to at least see my face, see who I am, as well as having me sort of run you through the class, what the quarter is going to look like, how to access resources, how to use Canvas to access my math lab, to do online homework and access a textbook. Also, how to submit written homework assignments onto Canvas so that I can grade them. I should probably mention that we're all these are trying times, and we are as instructors, and especially still trying to find out the best practice for doing remote instruction, in terms of, say, how to give exams and how to proctor them. And I have some ideas, and I'm still working on exam dates, but I can talk about all this throughout the video. But we are still trying to navigate this instruction remotely world, especially for people like me that are not used to teaching solely online. So there are issues with testing that'll need to be sorted out, but there should be no issues for now doing written homework, online homework, getting those submitted. I'll also be posting videos for each section, hopefully this quarter. There might be a few times where I might need to maybe refer or point everybody towards a video that somebody else has created, but I plan on making most, if not all, of the videos for instruction for each section for all 3 of my classes. What else? Well, yeah, classes will also be twice a week. What I'll be doing is holding what are called Zoom conferences. So in addition to videos being posted that people can use for instruction, you will be able to meet with me and other students from the class via Zoom conferencing. You can do this on a smartphone, a tablet, a PC. A PC would be kind of difficult. You would at least need a camera for me to see you. You would still be on your end able to screen share, like share your screen with me, and if you have a tablet, you could write out math. Well, you can share the screen with the whole class, not just me. So I have screen sharing capabilities. Hopefully we all can get audio and voice capability, or video and audio capabilities, and communicate that way. That's one way. I could also hold office hours, and primarily will be holding office hours via Zoom conferencing. But I look forward to doing it with all of you and figuring out how to navigate remote instruction. So feel free to contact me at any time. I'm going to go through Canvas, the syllabus, and for those of you that it pertains to, I'll be talking about my math lab. So I'm making this video for all 3 of my classes. So I'm going to be running you through the Canvas shell for my 141 pre-calculus course, but essentially for the business calc and differential equation students, it's all essentially set up the same. There's a few differences amongst the differential equations courses and the differential equations class and the other 2, but the business calc and the pre-calc classes are set up very similar. So I think I'll start out by going through Canvas. So I'm going to be sharing my screen, and this is going to much be like what a Zoom meeting would be like, except for we'll have the ability to interact with each other. But I'll share my computer screen and kind of walk you through some of this, and kind of also show you how I can use a whiteboard feature on my iPad, and um, show you that I can work stuff out for you too in class, and that we can share work with each other as well. So I'll start with Canvas and then kind of describe to you. I'll show you the Zoom website, because all of you will need to be getting Zoom on whether it's your phone, your tablet, your PC, whatever it is, your laptop. And then for the differential equation students, you can discard the last part of this video. You can just ignore the MyMathLab stuff. Okay, so let me go ahead and share my computer screen currently. Okay, and okay, so first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come to Canvas. Okay, and this is again going to be your primary destination when you're accessing anything for the course. It can also probably be your primary place to communicate with me. I would probably either use Canvas messaging or use your school email to communicate with me, or I've given you all a Google Voice number that goes directly to my cell phone, so you'll have access to call me that way. So click on courses, and again, I'm just going to go into the shell for my pre-calculus course. So enter that shell. Just a minute, I've got someone at the front door, so let me stop the share and pause the video for just a minute. Okay, false alarms. Okay, so again, back to Canvas. I have selected the shell for my pre-calculus course, but this is what it's going to look like for whether you're in the business calculus or differential equations. Okay, so I guess ultimately the first thing I'm going to want you to do, I'll explain the modules that are appearing on your home screen in just a second. These are where you're going to essentially find all postings of videos and written homework assignments, and that's where you would post your written homework assignments. I'll go through how to do that. You can read about it in the syllabus as well. And this is also going to be where you find videos for each section. Okay, so I'll talk about that briefly. So first thing you're going to want to do is probably come over here and click on syllabus and open the course syllabus right here. Okay, every one of you should have a link to the syllabus. Okay, so much of your syllabi are the same depending on which class you're in. Most of you are actually in my pre-calculus class. There's more of you in my pre-calculus class than there is in my other two classes combined. Okay, so again, I said my name, Chris Mell. You can call me Chris if you want. That's totally fine to just go on a first name basis. Now, class meetings right here. It says Mondays and Thursdays, 9:50 to 10:50 a.m. via Zoom conferencing, and that is subject to change. So again, we will be, hopefully all of you will have access to this at some point in time, and well, hopefully by Monday. These Zoom sessions, again, well, if you're not familiar with it, sorry, Zoom is an app that allows you to do video conferencing that has both video and audio. And I will be hosting these meetings, which gives me the ability to share my screen. I also have the ability to unlock, so your screen sharing ability would be unlocked as a default, or it would be locked as a default. And then I can unlock screen sharing to allow students to share their screen with me if need be, or with the rest of the class. So these are sessions that I'm going to have where I can answer homework questions. I can go over problems with everybody from the homework or do practice problems. We can do review sessions for the exam this way. I think it's going to work out really well once we figure out how to do it. But one thing I want you to notice is that these online conference meetings um, go from 9:50 to 10:50 a.m., which is what the actual class time would have been if we would have been meeting face to face. So hopefully everybody is available to make it to those. Okay, and if you're in my other classes, business calc or differential equations, they're also Mondays and Thursdays for now at the same time class would have been. Reason I'm only doing 2 instead of more is I do need some time to prepare the video lectures. I might change the structure of the class a little bit later on so that I could maybe just do like a live lecture and um, for certain sections, which I would prefer anyways. It's nice to do a lecture live, but before I do that, I need to at least get us in there and test how it works. See who's able to make it to the meetings. So for now, I'm going to be creating videos that you just watch. There's no interaction with me while I'm doing it, but eventually maybe we can do some lecture or do some class sessions through Zoom. These are just for now intended to be, sessions for clarifications or going through homework problems or going over concepts together. Um, you can always show your work to me too, and I can see if it's correct. We can also do Zoom conferencing to do office hours as well. Um, individual meetings with students or a group of students, we could figure out how to do Zoom conferencing that way. It's pretty easy to join. Once you have the app downloaded on your computer, I send you the link, and you just make sure that once the meeting has started, you click on the link and join the meeting. So we'll see how that goes. Other thing I want to point out here is my phone number. First off, the first one is my office number, which is kind of irrelevant because I'm not even really allowed to be on campus or be in my office. So I want to point out the Google Voice number. This number is just a number that Google gave me, and I actually have it connected to my cell phone. So if you call that number, it just goes directly to my cell phone, and I should be able to answer things pretty quickly. I do want to limit the time of those calls to certain times, which I will probably make you aware of at some point. And I'm kind of thinking like maybe a 9 to 5 type of thing, but also I don't know. I haven't fully worked that out yet, so if it's an emergency or something you really need to call me about, just feel free to call me anytime. But in terms of like homework or questions about the class, general questions, maybe try and keep your calls to a certain range of hours. You can always contact me through email as well, which is given there. I'll let you read a lot of the rest of the syllabus, the course description, the intended learning outcomes, which are the things you need to be able to do, to be successful in the course and upon completion. Again, it says on the next page, office hours will be held remotely via Zoom conferencing by scheduled appointment, or a phone call or back and forth through email or Canvas. But I think the Zoom conferencing is going to make things really nice for us to still be able to interact, ask questions. We should still be able to do mathematics together remotely, provided you at least have having a tablet or your smartphone is really nice, especially if you have a stylus pen, because you can share your screen and get a whiteboard, and you can write things on your smartphone or your tablet. Otherwise, it might not be as easy to use a PC to do this if you don't have a camera or a headset, or the other thing that would be difficult is you don't have a pad, like a surface or a pad to connect to it. So for some of you, using your phone for conferencing is probably going to be the best option. Okay, and we'll talk about this in our first session on Monday. You know, we'll figure some stuff out then. Okay, and then make sure you read through the required materials. Online homework. Oops, I gotta undo what I just did there. So there's going to be written and online homework, exams, and a final exam. Everything except the online homework is in one way or another probably going to be submitted through through Canvas. So you're going to upload anything that's on paper is going to be uploaded through Canvas. And of course, my math lab is for doing anything online electronically, whether I want to give you exams there, homework there. We'll see how I do it when the time comes. You need internet access, so you for sure need you need internet, and you need really a computer. And whether it's a tablet, a smartphone, or a PC, it doesn't really matter. But you do need to have access to the internet. You're probably not even watching this video if you don't have access to the internet, of course. Make sure you're using your email. If you're registering with my math lab, I prefer that you use your WWCC email. That way, when you use like on the online homework, there are question help features, or like email my instructor. You can send messages to me about particular homework problems on your online homework. And then when I respond to you, it goes to the email that you registered my math lab with, or my lab in mastering. So make sure you use your campus email preferably. You'll need a scientific calculator. And again, number 5 is very important. You need to have access to either scanning your work or taking a picture and saving it as a PDF. Feel free to send me something to test it out before our first deadline. I explain it in the homework part of the syllabus how to actually upload it. So you can read about the textbook. A hard copy of the text is optional. I think all 3 of my classes, there is a way to access the textbook online. So the hard copies are optional. You can read about the textbook. You can read about technology. You know, you can use Mathematica if you want. That's probably more important for my differential equation students. For the pre-calc and business calc students, the only kind of technology you might want to make sure you use is like wolframalpha.com. You might also want to use like graphing technology like Desmos. But for tests and everything, for the most part, you'll be able to do everything with a scientific calculator. There's a thing about email and participation. I do expect you to participate at each Zoom meeting at the scheduled class time. And you're also expected to watch each video for the section before completing and turning in the homework online. So I really want you staying up to date on the videos and on the homework. I want you to be participating in the Zoom sessions, making sure you're asking questions. Be active this quarter. I'm still here, and I'm still available to help and answer questions. It's still my job. You know, so between certain hours of the day, I'm going to be, for the most part, pretty available. Especially like the standard operating or business hours, like the 9 to 5. You know, I should be pretty available from say 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. You know, and I should be available a little bit on the weekends, especially if we all have a stay-at-home order going on still. By the time the class is over, I probably won't be going really anywhere for the most part. Okay, so make sure you read this part about homework assignments. It's worth 150 points of your final grade. So online homework, if you have it for your class, is found in My Lab and Mastering. There are 2 types of homework. All homework is due at 11:59 and is scored at an 80% credit and is only accepted up to 1 week late. I'm doing this on purpose. Um, I I really don't want to see anybody turning in anything to me a week after it's been due, and it's really hard for me to see how that would make you successful in the class. I am gonna drop like the lowest 2 or 4 homeworks. So I understand there might be a couple times where you can't do a homework at all, but to be successful in the class, you need to be completing a majority of your homework on time. So you get 80% of if it's up to a week late, and then of course there's going to be exceptions for this. So I'll do exceptions on a one-to-one basis with students. So you'll have to inform me and let me know if you can't turn something in on time. There's also going to be written homework. It says this is found in Canvas. I'm going to show you in just a second how to do it. There's also directions here. So make sure you read through this. There's a whole bit about what to name your file, how to convert your files into PDFs. You can take pictures with your phone of your written homework or anything that I have you turn in. You can take a picture with your phone. Even if it's multiple files, there are apps that are free online that you can use to convert multiple pages into a single PDF. And even from your phone, you could upload your homework assignments via PDF through Canvas. So make sure you read that. There's Adobe Scan allows you to take pictures and save as a PDF. Make sure you read that on the next page. And Combine PDF is a free website that converts JPEGs to PDF and combines individual pages into a single file. Okay, so you can read the rest. There's going to be 3 exams. I haven't fully decided how I'm going to do this yet. I notice how it says see schedule. I'm still working on a schedule right now. Converting to online and knowing exactly what dates I want everything to be due is seemingly difficult for me. I will vaguely tell you when exams are, and I'll try and figure that out as soon as possible. So I'll try and get a schedule up as quick as I can. But there's 3 exams, and I haven't figured out how I'm going to do them. I don't know if I'm going to do make exams in my math lab, and you can submit an answer for a problem, but then that way there's no supporting work. You're not showing me any of your work, which I do require, supporting work to get full credit for certain things. So in that case, if I do an online test, I will allow you to write down your work on paper and then submit that within a certain time after the exam is over. And then that way, if you get something wrong, I can give you partial credit, and I need to make sure I see work, supporting work. So that's one way I've thought about doing exams. The other one, which is less popular to me, is to post the exam at a certain time and do a Zoom conference where I can monitor all of you, which seems rather invasive to me. So I'll keep you up to date on that. It does say these exams must be taken remotely on Zoom at specific times, and all work submitted shortly after completion in the same way assignments are uploaded into Canvas. And again, this isn't necessarily 100% true. So we'll see how this goes. The only reason why I would take the exam remotely at Zoom is that I can proctor you and hold the integrity of an exam and make sure people aren't really cheating or using other resources as much as possible. So that is kind of the initial plan, and we'll see what I do. Each exam is 60 minutes. No outside materials unless I allow them. Sometimes I allow formula sheets, but again, I'd have to have you do the exams remotely, and you'd have to show me your piece of paper, and you'd have to show me your your note page, and then maybe even, I don't know how you would do it, but somehow if there's a way to show me your workspace, again, we'll have to figure that out. And I guess, if you time the exam, you're not really going to have time to be looking things up. I mean, and if you have to show your work to receive credit, it's going to be pretty hard to cheat and complete the exam and do well. So I might waive the Zoom conferencing portion. And again, there will just be a final, the same way that exams are taken. You can read the bit about how I grade things. It's a standard plus minus system. And then at the bottom, there are accommodations you can read through. And now, very important is the very last page has the directions for how to get onto my math lab. And you do this through Canvas. If you haven't purchased the textbook or the code yet, this is where one way you could do it without having to work with the bookstore and figure out something else. But again, all my textbooks are available electronically, so you shouldn't need a physical copy unless you absolutely want one. Now, you're going to enter your course by signing on to Canvas, entering your Canvas course, and then just follow these directions for how to create an account in Pearson if you don't have one, and get the access to my math lab. And this is, again, where your textbook is, if you're in pre-calc and business calc, and this is also where you'll be doing anything online in terms of exams or homework assignments. So if you're in business calc or pre-calc, make sure you read these directions, okay? Now, trying to keep this as short as possible, I'm gonna go back into Canvas here. So make sure you read through the syllabus. Okay, so the default homepage is going to be the modules for the course. Okay? And it's basically just going to be a week by week, it's a week by week reminder, and place to find videos and any assignment that you need to turn in through Canvas. I want you all to do the week 0 attendance verification to introduce yourself. I need some sort of documentation as soon as possible that you're in the class and that you are receiving content. You also need to do this. You need to do something in Canvas so that you are not dropped from the course. If you are not active in the course by a certain date, you will be dropped. So you need to, hopefully people are checking their Canvas, because this video is going to be sent to everybody's Canvas as a message. So hopefully people are checking Canvas, and that you watch this video and that you go to the attendance verification. Getting started is just another, you can click on that. That's probably another place where I'm going to post this video. So I'll be updating this whole Canvas thing from time to time. So make sure you do the introducing yourself and attendance verification and get started. Now, the week 1 homework, there's a syllabus quiz. You can read through that. If you want to get practice submitting things with a PDF, you can submit a PDF, or you can do it by just typing in your answers. But there is a syllabus quiz. I do want to make sure that everybody reads through the syllabus. And again, it's just practice turning in homework. And then starting on April, so notice these are April 6th when these things are due. There's also a video that I'm going to hopefully post by today or this weekend for section 1.1, where we talk about what functions are. So just for example, you'd click on this, and it's going to give you a little message about, as we move through these sections, you will notice there are no points associated with these video assignments. This page serves to deliver your lecture video to you, and the points are earned. That should say deliver your lecture video to you, and the points are earned by completing the written homework. And that should actually say written and online homework, which is 2 days after the deadline listed here. I'll make sure that I fix that in the future, but just notice what it says when you're reading through this, okay? Make sure you read the sections in the textbook. Or after you watch the video, go through the textbook and at least read the examples and the solutions. Watch the section 1.1 video, okay? And it says a link or a video is going to be given below. Okay, so these are the videos that I'll be creating or posting if I don't have the ability to create them. It says complete the 1.1 written and online homework. That's just a reminder. And it says join the Zoom sessions, 9:50 Mondays and Thursdays. Okay, just again, another reminder. So you'll watch the video here. Now, after you're done with the video, there's a couple ways to get back here. You can either go to modules or you can go home. But I'll click on modules, and I might, go to, say, the 1.1 written homework. Oh, actually, before I do that, let me go back. Notice my cursor is on the video link, and it says April 6th at the bottom of that link. Those dates are either the due dates or when I would like you to have watched the video by. So this is one way to keep yourself on track. So it says the first video should be watched by April 6th. That's Monday. That's the first day of class. And the homework for that is due on April 9th. Okay, so you at least get, a few days to do the homework. So after a video should be watched, I usually give you maybe, let's say, at least a couple days to do your homework. Okay. So if I want you to see a video by a Tuesday, you can expect your homework to be due maybe Thursday at the earliest, Friday at the latest. Okay, so within those 2 or 3 days. Also, for those of you that have online homework, you'll have to go into my math lab, and the due date will be the same, okay, as the written homework for that section. So 1.1 written homework is due April 9th, both written and online at 11:59 p.m. So you must be getting it submitted by that time. And again, that only matters for the business calc and pre-calc students. DiffyQ, you only got the written homework. Now, I have that so far. I just have the skeleton or the framework set. You'll notice if I go to so now let me click on the 1.1 written homework one. Okay, so notice at the top it's going to say, okay, do these problems from the textbook, write your solutions neatly and organized. And then again, once you've completed it, it tells you how to use the Adobe scanning app or any other app to scan that homework from your phone and save it as a PDF. And if you need to combine multiple pages, which you probably will, you can use this combinedpdf.com. And then there's a submit assignment button on this assignment to upload your file. Once it's uploaded, within so many days after it's been due, I usually like to wait anywhere from like maybe 2 to 5 days to grade homework. It's just, when I have time to do it. But I will be able to open your homework assignment and grade it on my iPad, so I'll be able to write feedback on it. And again, that feedback and that graded assignment will be available to you once I actually go through and grade it. Okay. If you have any problems, make sure you contact me. So that's the whole Canvas bit. Okay, it's basically just, okay, here's videos to watch on each section. Reminders to join the Zoom sessions and to do the homework, read the textbook. And then there's assignment postings for written homework. And it tells you which problems to do from the textbook, which you access on my math lab, or if you're in differential equations, you can either access the physical copy or you can find a PDF of the textbook. Okay, so I've talked about modules. There is an announcements tab on the left if you follow my cursor. This is where I will most likely be posting the links to the Zoom videos. They're going to be YouTube links, or not Zoom videos. This is where I'm going to be posting, not the videos. Sorry, scratch that. Ignore everything. Okay, the videos for each section are in the modules tab. I just showed you where that was. These Zoom conferences that you join, that we hold like a class session, will be posted as announcements to Canvas. Okay, and again, they start at the same time that class would normally start on Monday and Thursday. Okay, so I send you a link to those conference sessions. and I post a link to a YouTube video or post a video for each section on the modules tab. Okay, now last thing, if you're a DiffyQ student, you can, stop watching this video and you can start navigating the class and get in contact with me, read the textbook, work on the homework, come to the Zoom sessions, give my phone a call, my Google Voice number. Just make sure you keep in touch with me and let me know what resources you need. Now, for the rest of you, okay, click on the MyLab and Mastering link for your business calc and pre-calc students. Okay. Now, you're going to come into this and you're going to scroll down and you're going to see two links here. Okay, one's going to say all assignments. That first link just brings you to homework. Okay, so online homework. So if you just need to do homework, you're going through Canvas, you click on the all assignments link. The course home link has everything. It has a link already built in it with all the assignments. Your grade book is going to be in course home. So this is where I'm going to be posting your actual final grade, not on Canvas, because I don't want to import the online homeworks into Canvas. Okay, I don't want to do any importing like that. And I will be adding your written homework scores to my Math Labs gradebook. You'll also find the textbook. I will show all of this to you in a moment. When you read the directions for entering my Math Lab, it's basically going to tell you to come here, click on one of these two links, select accept a user agreement. If you don't have a Pearson account, you will create a Pearson account, and then you will be prompted to either purchase an access code for the textbook or to enter one you would have bought from the bookstore. Okay, it's only $50. I think it's half price still compared to what it normally would be, and it works for both. It's going to also work for pre-calculus too for most of you. Okay, now I'll just show you what it looks like. I'll click all assignments first. And again, the first time you do this, you're gonna have to go through the whole setup process. Okay, but then the second time you go through, this is what's gonna happen if the internet allows me to get this working. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna click, say, on say I click on the 1.1 My Math Lab. Sorry, I was messing with my iPad for a second. It says, notice, okay, it brings this up, all the questions. It's every question says 0 out of 1. Notice it says unlimited attempts. You have unlimited attempts to get a question right before the due date, and 20%. And then after the due date, there's a 20% deduction for anything completed after the due date, and you get a full week to still get the 80%. And the same is true for written homework. So I'll again accept them up to a week late, but there will be a 20% reduction. And then just make sure you get in here and play with this. You can click on any problem you want, and then there's a way to enter answers and use square roots and all of that stuff. It should be pretty straightforward. If you have any issues with how to do online homework, make sure you let me know. Okay, so that's the assignments part. I'm going to leave this page. Now, course home, the other link that you're going to see. Cats running around. So that's going to bring you here. And essentially, this is what you're going to see. For you, some of this is going to only apply to you pre-calculus students. It's going to be a little bit different for the business calc folks, but generally things are going to be the same. For 141 students, notice that's where I'm at right now, you actually have to download and install a free CDF player to get access to the textbook, basically. Okay, it says, so there's a video on how to download and install it, and then there's also an install link. So you click on CDF player to download. You download a package, and then make sure that you open and install that package. Okay, so you have to do that first, and then once you do that, whether you might be in my business calc class, so this might not matter to you. But this will be similar once you actually do download the CDF player for you 141 students, or you're just in business calc and you don't need to do that. You can click on interactive ebook, or I think it's called chapter contents in the business calc class. And then you can open any section of the textbook you want, 1.1, 1.2. You can go back, you can go to chapter 2, and there should be a link that shows up that says view the textbook. Okay. And for the business calc students, unfortunately, it's just a PDF document of the textbook, essentially, where you can, maybe I might have to show everybody separately in the Monday Zoom sessions how to access the textbook in particular, unless you want to figure that out on your own before class. Now, notice there's a student solutions manual, and the same is true for your business calc students. There is a student solutions manual, not just an answer key like at the back of the book for each section, or at the back of each section. This is a solutions manual, so it shows you fully worked out solutions to, I believe, odd numbered problems. Okay, if you don't have the ability to get a hold of me to ask help, a good place to look is in a solutions manual, because even if you don't have, like if you're doing an even problem, even if you don't have the solution to that even numbered problem, you can look at the solution of a similar problem and maybe reason out how to do your even numbered problem from that. So use the solutions manual if you want. I'll come back to main menu. MML exercises is the online homework. You can click on your grade book. When you go into grade book, you can show your overall score. You can show how it's calculated. You can look at how much you've earned in each category: homework, quiz, tests, final, projects. So you can, look at how much you've earned in each category and see what you're missing, and then your overall grade will show up here as a percent. Okay, and there's accessible resources. This is actually another way to get a version of the textbook. If you look down here where my cursor is, an HTML version of the textbook, that's just kind of like a, like a browser version of the textbook. You can do this in the business calc class, I believe, as well. But this is especially for your 141 students, if you don't like using the interactive book, you can use the HTML version, which is more like what you'd see in the paper copy. And then there's optional tools. Again, there's tools for success here. Let's see. I don't know if there's as many things that I would use for help here. You might want to come down to study plan. This might be more useful. Let me see what it is. It's been a while since I've used some of these. Okay, so this has like quizzes for each section, like intro to functions. You can do a practice. You can do practice problems. Skills for success. I don't know. Just make sure you look through some of this. You can find practice quizzes and practice exams and practice homework. If you go through these study tools, if you want them, I mean, there's plenty of problems in the textbook to do for practice in the review sections and in each individual section itself. I do post reviews from time to time, so you'll have a lot of practice, but if you want extra practice, you can look for it in optional tools. Now that's basically it. From here, I would say investigate all of this on your own. You're going to have to be pretty self-sufficient for the course. Make sure you're watching videos, looking for announcements, checking your Canvas every day, turning in your homework on time, making sure that you're either calling me or emailing me, and if you need one-on-one appointments to ask questions, we can do Zoom meetings. Make sure you're getting a hold of me and using your resources. You might not have access to Canvas until Monday officially. The school might have locked that. So I did publish the classes to hopefully make them available, but they might not be. So get a hold of me if you need anything. It was nice to show my face. Again, we'll do the best we can, trying to adapt to the situation. Learning how to teach and learn remotely. It's going to be different. I, maybe even difficult at times, but I think it'll be teach us all some resilience and, you know, I guess improve our ability to learn in different ways. So get a hold of me if you need anything. Hopefully I'll see you all on Monday in the Zoom meeting. I will be posting that um, either in a Canvas message, or I will post it as an announcement in your Canvas shell. So on Monday, right away, especially for pre-calc, you start at 9:50. Make sure you're checking your Canvas shell early in the morning and I would get Zoom installed. Make sure you install Zoom on your computer before that. That was the one thing that I forgot to show everybody. Um, and that's kind of my bad. Um, but anyways, I might post another video about Zoom conferencing, but that's just a nice introductory video. Thank you for watching, and I don't know, stay safe out there, stay home. Bye.